Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are, the Office Blokes.
Yeah.
If Patreon's your thing, check out the link below. Loads of stuff on there, starting for just a bargain price of
£1.50 per month.
Bargain that, so it's less than $2, but I guess it rounds up to $2. And don't know if it's the
roundabout.
minimum amount,
that.
I don't
Couple
know.
of dollars.
But there's loads of
Not
stuff
bad.
on there. Full watch-alongs of the US office.
Yeah, exclusive. It's all exclusive stuff on Patreon as well. You can't get it on the main channel. So
No. And what else do we do? Oh, Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely that. Yeah,
Last chance you.
Last chance you. Yeah, that's on £5 tier.
And
Every
there's some
Friday
other
night.
stuff on there. We did something else this week as well. We did a double office this week.
Oh, we did actually. Double drop.
Yeah, so
But,
there's loads of stuff on there.
All the stuff on its way as well.
Yeah, check it out. Bit of Popo Medic.
Yeah.
Delta operators rescue Italian contractors in Iraq.
Ooh, right,
Don't
okay.
mess-
I
don't
like
mess
Popo
with it.
Medic.
Yeah, same. It's very
Music's usually great at the start of it.
it's very dramatic, isn't it? Yeah, should we get into it? Let's see what happens
come
here.
on.
Monday, April 12th, 2004. 4 Italian contractors providing private security within the Iraqi capital of Baghdad are kidnapped by a fringe cell of local insurgents and held for ransom against the Italian government. And after executing one of the hostages on camera, the video sparked international outrage, creating a massive manhunt helmed by the United States.
When you look at like leaders around the world, and you see like you look at like Putin, looks a bit of a psychopath, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then you look at other leaders around the world. There's only one I always look at and think he'd probably just like smile at you as he does you in. He's like Berlusconi.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
He just looks like an original mafia, doesn't he? He looks like he's the boss.
He looks a proper wrong and
Like, he is a proper wrong.
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's done all sorts, mate. Honestly,
I know.
there's nothing he hasn't done.
No, I know. But he's just one of them, though. When you look at him, you just think proper wrong. And
Yeah.
States' most Tier 1 units, Delta Force, and SEAL Team 6. And after 58 days of refusing to surrender the hostages, Delta Force would swarm the compound of a Ramadi safe house and take them. And the entire ordeal was caught on camera. In 2004, Iraq was in a state of significant turmoil, marked by ongoing insurgency, political instability, and a continued U.S. military presence following the 2003 invasion, leading to countless attacks on U.S. and coalition forces, Iraqi security forces, and civilians, as terror cells and Saddam Hussein loyalists aimed to destabilize the country and drive out occupying forces. And by April of that year, the first Battle of Fallujah would take place, as Iraqi insurgents seized control of the city, and as the U.S. military responded with a major offensive to regain control, Operation Vigilant Resolve quickly turned into a massive escalation, leading to an increase in insurgency throughout the region, as U.S. forces attempted to stabilize Baghdad, Mosul, and the Sunni Triangle. And many coalition forces increased their number of troops deployed to the region in an effort to combat insurgency and strengthen global security, from the UK to Spain, Australia, Poland, and Italy, including mercenary and private security groups such as Presidium International Corporation, an Italian-based contracting group run by Paolo Simeone, a former Italian Marine and French legionnaire. His outfit was made up of Umberto Cupertino, Salvatore Stafio, Maurizio Aliana, and Fabrizio Catrocchi, a fellow paisano from Sicily who I'm probably related to because he's Catanese. The group was tasked with escorting and protecting employees of an American multinational company engaged in the reconstruction of the Iraqi bureaucratic apparatus. Quattrocchi, a former corporal major in the Italian infantry, led the team alongside Simeone as they entered Baghdad from the south. In southern Italy, a couple guys in flip-flops along the way. But everything would change as they reached Baghdad on April 12th, as the men were held up at gunpoint and kidnapped by a fringe group of locals who called themselves the Green Phalanges of Muhammad, not to be confused with the Seattle punk band the Green Phalanges of Muhammad. The GPOM, in an attempt to extort money from the Italian government, notified the media of the men's kidnappings. From then Italian Prime Minister, Berlusconi refused to negotiate with terrorists, and a few days later, the hostage takers would force Quattrocchi to dig himself a grave on video. They then placed a hood over his head and addressed the Prime Minister, claiming that they would execute a hostage upon each refusal of their ransom or refusal to withdraw Italian troops from the region. beginning with Quattrocchi. Quattrocchi removed the hood off his head, stood up on 2 feet, and famously muttered the words, "I'll show you how an Italian dies." He was then shot and killed, infuriating Prime Minister Berlusconi, who ordered the immediate rescue of the remaining men and the heads of those responsible. But before we get into the action, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura.
When you look at it with the way they take hostages like that, and the way they play, the way they do war. I know they're not the actual official military. These like rebel troops and stuff like that. But how much issues do we had, especially with our army over the last few years?
Yeah.
Of doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing. Like I think they got a group of like Iraqis.
There wasn't there?
There was talks of a group of Iraqis that were killed. And they were saying it was unlawful. I'm like, how do you work this now? You give a guy a gun, tell him to go to war. He's in a foreign country, and he's being attacked and whatever, or being and he's overcome it and shot someone dead. Yeah. And now he's being done for it.
Yeah.
I know something has to change there, surely.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works. That really, I mean, like say if they're at war and what they're supposed to do. I don't know. It's there's been a few incidents where they've been thought that they've gone a bit over the top as to what they've been doing. But I suppose unless you're there, it's I mean,
these are private contractors, aren't they? Sort of like who are.
Yeah, I mean, what law do they work? I mean, I suppose they still have to work under international law, don't they? Law of engagement and.
They do, but I don't know. They do, but I don't know where it leaves them for like as far as security goes, as far as the government goes. Don't know what to do with the government sort of thing, but I don't know. Let's get back into it. Let's see.
Aura is working around the clock to keep your information out of data broker, giving me a pure provider password man. You no longer everything you storage. Checking out Aura, and the best part, or click the link in the description and protect you and your family's information today. The video of Quattrocchi's death was delivered to the media and broadcasted by television stations all around the world. Prime Minister Berlusconi and U.S. Special Operations units commenced the search for leads on the whereabouts of the remaining captives. But as a Polish contractor was abducted in June, the job was handed off to Delta as time was of the essence. Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 initiated the groundwork necessary in locating the men, but it wouldn't come easy, as insurgency involving various militias and terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda and the Iran-backed Mahdi army oversaturated the intelligence network, leaving little intel of a fringe group operating in Baghdad, leaving Delta Force and Dev Crew with one option, and with little time, the teams hit safe house after safe house, raiding themselves to the top. One of the detainees from the series of raids provided Delta with the alleged whereabouts of the hostages. The agency confirmed the location's existence, identifying a large compound within Ramadi, and began monitoring the compound via UAV and SIGINT operations, tapping and tracking the kidnappers' phones. DevGru teams on the ground conducted close reconnaissance on the area, gathering intel on the building's layout and pattern of life of those inside.
It's mad how quick they can assemble sort of like shit to survey something.
They're so good, aren't they? And the things that they do, getting in there, tapping the phones.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
Absolutely incredible. It really is. But the absolute life-saving sort of like a thing that they're doing now, isn't it? Without the intel, you've got absolutely no chance.
It takes me 20 minutes to find my charger and put it on charge.
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean, and these guys are sending drones up like that.
But the amount of different militia and different people have got to deal with and try and get past.
Don't know.
In this place, I mean, it's not just like one lot, is it? It's like so many different ones.
You don't know who's innocent and who's like a civilian and who's like
exactly.
Whatever.
I was sort of surprised a bit that they send like Delta Force in to rescue like mercenaries. I always thought that they're
not mercenaries. They're not mercenaries, though. They're contractors.
Is that slightly different then?
It will be because they'll be official. They'll be official. Like
right,
NGOs,
okay. I thought like mercenaries because I thought they sort of like left them to their own devices.
No, mercenaries, because they're fighting.
Yeah,
these are not. These are contractors. These are security.
Yeah,
so they won't be fighting. They won't be fighting as such.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
And on June 8th, Operation Objective Medford was a go, as the agency successfully pinpointed the exact location of the 4 hostages within, and within minutes, the operators loaded out and departed on 4 Blackhawks in broad daylight. Inside the compound, the 4 hostages heard the helicopters as they came in overhead. The Blackhawks came in low and fast, flaring up at the last moment in order to come to a halt and allow the Delta operators to leap out. Seconds later, the team was inside, clearing the rooms and taking down the kidnappers, who offered no resistance and were rapidly restrained. The hostages were found alive in a dark, dusty room, 17 seconds from the time Delta leaped off the birds. While recovering the hostages, Delta operator Jamie Caldwell jokingly quoted the movie Navy SEALs.
We're a SEAL team. We're here to get you out.
I believe you.
Once the building was secure, 2 additional PC Bird Blackhawks on standby landed among the grounds of the compound to provide extraction for the hostages.
Yeah, I don't know who the contractors will be working for, but you get private contractors to do like food aid.
Yeah, I get that.
They do like, they'll protect like oil facilities.
Wonder
all
if
that kind of stuff.
wonder if it's through the government. Wonder if the government have an agency where there's certain people that they send in that they can trust, but they work as like a private sort of security firm.
Yeah, they do. They're like NGOs. They give them like you give them like accreditation.
Yeah,
to work under the scope of your country or whatever as private security firms.
So it's not like
So
it's not like the army going in there, but it's sort
so
of
it'd be like I can't remember who the petrol. It was the petroleum company from Italy. Is it Eni?
I'm not sure.
It's not Total. That's France, isn't it? But you get you get the ones that go in and they'll do like I think it's Eni, the Italian one. They'll go in and they'll protect their oil fields, all their oil interests, what they've got there. And then, any diplomats or anything like that, maybe to try and get them out, they'll be the ones that are private.
So like government backed but private
venture.
sort of thing. Right, with you.
All 7 hostage takers were captured and transported back to base.
Shame that one had to die, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The raid marked the first Delta hostage rescue mission in Iraq since the beginning of the invasion. Following the raid, the group responsible for the kidnappings, the Green Phalanges of Muhammad, were never heard of again. On March 20th of 2006, Quattrocchi was posthumously honored by Italian Prime Minister Carlo Ciampi with the Gold Medal for Civil Valor for his fierce defiance toward his captors, reinvigorating Italian pride. Delta Force operator Jamie Caldwell has since retired and found a new career as a professional bass fisherman and runs a tactical rifle and pistol training company, 1 Minute Out. There's a good read on Caldwell on Coffee or Die, and a great podcast episode as well on the Black Rifle Coffee podcast.
So let's talk about 1 Minute Out, right? So what is that?
So that 1 Minute Out is my company that I started a couple years ago. It's live like that all the time. So not only, most of us just at points, you're sort of moping through life and, I got this to do or that to do. But when you're 1 minute out from that task, and even as civilians, whether it's you're going in to give a briefing to, the board of directors, when you're 1 minute out, you're done. Like, you're prepped, you're ready. You are like firing, you've memorized that presentation, you're ready to go nail it. So live like that all the time.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this,
I was interested in that take on that.
Yeah,
I
good
think
little story, that one.
that's
Yeah, I
the
wasn't
end of the
aware of
video.
that one, so...
Guess that was the end because that was all pretty much done, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was. Yeah. But yeah, Popo Medic knows how to put a dramatic video together.
Oh, just a bit, yeah.
for
I
what
love
it
the
is.
music on it.
Yeah.
But I love these guys that go into it. They're so professional and
man.
they're just going anywhere,
You know,
don't
if
they?
you just have it, if that's your hope of what you've got when you're kidnapped, I mean, God knows what goes through people's minds when they've been kidnapped in places like, Iraq or whatever,
it must be
Afghanistan.
absolutely desperate, mustn't it?
But I remember when, talking about security, when we were going to go to Afghanistan, we had to have our own private security as well.
Really?
Yeah, you
Right.
don't get any military sort of like, they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
They're not there for you, sort of thing. So if you're going to daft enough to go in there to start sort of like supplying and transporting stuff in, it's important stuff we were transporting. It was military equipment.
Yeah, all right, okay.
But when you go in there and it's like, they don't want you there. You're in the way. So you've got, the hotel comes up. First thing the security goes, they go in, they shut the curtains, they put mattresses above, they turn all the mattresses over, they properly go.
Oh,
security,
really? Proper
it's
job
full,
then?
yeah, it's a full check, full
Wow.
full everything, and it's you can't stand near the windows. They tell you where to stand and shit like that. Oh yeah, it's,
I think I
put the shit- you go
declined
through-
the offer to go there
yeah,
myself.
you go through
but-
like a few drills before you go and all that to
Yeah.
make sure you're sort of like on board with what you've got. When you get in the car, you don't drive around in anything that stands out. You're all in them shitty little like banged up cars they drive around in.
Yeah,
you
same
crouch
one, so
down
you-
in the back, sort of thing. You know,
under
you-
the radar sort of thing.
Yeah.
That puts you on edge a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, you don't shit about with it. They don't sort of thing. They won't take any chances, and they're all heavily armed.
I'm
as
guessing
well.
these security guys, you just do what they say.
They're dead serious, mate.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh, I bet
fucking
they
about
are.
with them. There's no.
what they're getting paid for. They're professionals, aren't they? So,
but a lot of them lived where we used to live in the Middle East because that was like their home.
Yeah.
So I think so we're all based around the Middle East, and they all used to sort of like, you used to see them in the pub a lot of the time, and sort of like when they were on their off weeks and all that, whatever. And they used to tell you some of the stories, and you used to be like,
I can imagine.
They're all absolute bonkers.
You don't mess about with these guys, do you? You just don't at all.
You can't make a joke with them, mate. They're too serious.
You have to be careful,
yeah, the proper serious guys.
But that's who you want by your side if you go into a place like that, isn't
absolutely.
it? It really is. But yeah, you said about the guys being rescued. I mean, the big grin on the guy's face there, wasn't there, as well? You know, straight away when you see one of these guys, you think,
if that's your hope as well, if that's what's going to keep you there, knowing that someone like these, the Delta Force, what they call SEAL Team 6 and things like that, when if they're coming after you and you're thinking, I've got a good chance here.
Yeah,
if he's been, but you probably won't know. There's a rescue mission. You can only hope. There's a rescue mission.
You probably think you're probably sitting there for hours and then think it's never going to come, but
and if they're doing videos threatening to kill you and all that, then he's definitely something.
Well, one of them was shot as well, wasn't he?
One
of them was killed. So after that, they must have thought. In fact, I'm surprised that they all got out uninjured. Yeah. Even the captors. Yeah. You'd have thought after killing one of the people, you think they'd be trying to shoot them before they get out. A bit of a gunfight, but clearly they knew they were
no resistance,
outgunned.
No resistance. Again, if you're like a little villager in wherever it was, in Ramallah or wherever it was, and all of a sudden SEAL Team 6 come in fully armed, and you just got your little, you'd be like, nah.
Yeah, yes.
You got anything about it? Just
fair
think,
enough.
I'll land over here and then hopefully do a prison exchange in the next few years. And
exactly.
I'm out,
I'm done.
But decent video. Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.